What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Good morning, great morning, wherever you are in the world. Good afternoon, good evening. I am so glad that you are here. It is good that you're here. This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. This is a special session. This is a session of love, just to show to the silent majority, I am always there, no matter what, for y'all. This is just, this session today is just for us to enjoy each other. If you're new here and seriously, the best thing that you could do with your day today and your weekend is just go back and watch this past week's sessions. Watch them. There's so much information. I was watching yesterday's episode in the afternoon, and it was for the week, for the average of the week, it was lighter on views than every other video. And probably the information shared there was more important than the rest. People, if you're not investing your time, are missing out. There are people at the top, they're going to be like, what happened? How did that unravel so quickly? I missed it. There are going to be people 10 years from now. Jordan, I don't have time to sit through the intro. Well, that's okay. You're missing out on changing your time preference. You're missing out on changing your future, and you're missing out on changing the world. Right? There are two different types of people that get it and people who haven't gotten it yet. We're going to help as many people as possible make sure that they are in the group that are getting it for sure. All right, listen, this one is going to be a lot of fun, and it's just that. It's just us hanging out together, having fun, looking at the charts and seeing what's going on over here. The bearish case for Bitcoin, right? This is the most important trend line in crypto. Before price jumped up into the most important trend line in crypto, I've been saying to you, right? If the bears are going to attack, this was when price was down here. This is when people were talking about, the next leg down. I said it would make more sense for price to rise into the most important trend line in crypto, as we have not seen any type of bump up since the meltdown. And that's the place where they could attack. Well, here's their time. This is their time right now. We're going to see what the bulls are made of, and we're going to see what the bears got left in them. You can see this trend line over here, and I've said from the beginning, I'm not sure if this holds or not, meaning it's not really too important. We're going to watch what happens. Now, make no mistake about it. If the bulls lose this trend line over here, right, at that point, the bears, that's their signal. It doesn't mean that they're going to be able to go ahead and gain momentum to bring this down to what? To test around, the $32,000 area. That's their goal. That's their first goal of mission objective, right? They know they're wrong, right? They can manage their risk well off a breakdown over here. It's a question of, and we spoke about this yesterday, whether they're able to capitalize on that and bring this down. 32,000, they could regroup and see if they push this down to yearly lows and or a new leg down, right? Or we're going to know that they don't have much left in the tank if they get the break, if they get the signal here, and then price stays, more or less continuing to consolidate with not much follow through. That would be very bullish to see price consolidating below this resistance, the resistance being the most important trend line in crypto. Now, if the bulls are strong, they put up, is that a strong move? For sure. Is this something that we're looking for? For sure. It's not a surprise for us, at least, right? Definitely consult those who have a history of being correct, right? Now, if the bulls are strong here, they're going to defend this line. If the bulls are able to defend this line over here, that is showing that they got a lot in them. And obviously, they're targeting here the most important trend line in crypto. It's big resistance, right? Whether or not they're able to break above or not, we will find out, So it's an important battle line. The last important battle line we had was down over here, right? The one before that was down off of this support over here. It's not usual for price to break down with a downward slope and angle like this. It's something we pointed out at the time, right? We don't let things happen and then look back at them and paint the picture and narrative. We're always forward looking and forward thinking. It's why we're able to stay ahead, right? So where does that bring us, right? By the way, could you hear by the tone? Could you hear by the cadence? It's really not that important what happens over here. It sincerely is not that important. This was important, holding this area. That was very important. breaking out of the what? Of the descending triangle, descending wedge. That was important. You know, do we expect that we were going to break out and keep going, breaking the most important trend line on the first go? I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this, if we break down over here, it's more important just to wait and observe the strength of which, if this does break down towards 32,000, that for the bulls is a grand buying opportunity. And I know a lot of bulls out there that are looking for that. They've been looking ever since the breakout. They've been talking about it and waiting and saying, well, if this thing pulls back to 32,000, I'm loading up. And I think the bulls will defend over there for sure. What's nice about it, right? You're able to manage your risk very well at that point, right? You have basically unlimited upside, and you have a very, very strong zone to manage your risk in where you know you're wrong. Because you never know what's going to happen ahead of time. That's impossible. Wait, what? How are we positioned so well then? Well, I don't know. But either way, if we break down, right, watch for what happens in this area. This becomes a much more important area than we are right over here, okay? Now, breaking above the most important trend line in crypto at any time, let's jump back to an 8-hour chart over here. Breaking above the most important trend line in crypto at any time, that's also a critical and an important event. It's one that we've been waiting for months. It was very early that I pointed out to you the most important trend line in crypto and why it was the most important trend line in crypto and why we were just waiting and things are unclear until that breaks and momentum returns. That's going to signal for myself the time to begin trading again. I will be trading when I have the massive wins at my back, when I'm trading with momentum, and I will be trading. You know, could that last potentially and possibly until the cycle peak? Yes, it can. Do I think that if we break out over here, that there's a chance that we're going to come back, maybe as we come towards that all-time high resistance or sooner and test that breakout? That happened in the past 2 cycles. That would not be a surprise. What is different about this current mid-cycle compared to the previous 2 is one difference, right? We had what is, instead of a capitulation bottom, right, mid-cycle, we've had what is a 2-month rounding bottom. But we were talking about that as it was unfolding. It's not new to us. We were talking about the possibility. A lot of traders were lean. Could you smash the like button, by the way, and help the channel out if you're listening now? Take a moment, make sure you help the channel, destroy that like button here as we get together on Friday, just for no other purpose but to spread and share love, right? So, you know, that's a big difference. The reason that we're able to see, or myself was able to see, that this could potentially be a rounding bottom mid-cycle was because of the rounding top that I missed mid-cycle, right? I was, and starting in January, I put out the video the first week of January talking about the potential of a double wave this cycle and that I was looking for it. But I was looking for what would be a blow off top first wave. And that's not what happened. Instead, we saw over a 3-month period this exhaustion of the bulls. And a lot of you were talking about it way earlier. A lot of you in this area were talking about this looks like exhaustion to me, blah, blah. You know, you guys were definitely on point. A lot of you saw it where I did not, right? But that helped me, always looking to learn, always looking to improve for these past 20 plus years, right? It helped me then over here realize, you know what? That's looking like why everyone else is waiting for that capitulation bottom. That looks like to me that could probably be also, you know, a broadening bottom, a rounding bottom over here. And it's starting to look a lot like that's exactly what took place. By the way, just in case you're wondering, I bought the dip, right? I bought the dip, 39,000 and 33,500 mid-cycle positioning in. People are going to be wondering or wanting, I should say, as we come out and print new all-time highs. And I put that video out last week why price was still over here. I said we will see new all-time highs this 2021 bull run, and I pointed out when that should happen by giving people some long-term parameters of when they should see that everything is on time. All right, so if we break down over here, is that something you're going to sell? That's a question. If you're bearish on Bitcoin, because a lot of y'all were very bearish down over here, And I pointed out to everyone, this is not a place to be bearish on Bitcoin and or selling Bitcoin, right? If you were bearish on Bitcoin when we were talking about 58,500 getting out, right? You're dead wrong, lighten up, right? That was the point to begin attacking. I don't sell Bitcoin in a bull market. No way. I personally do not sell Bitcoin. Now, I won't trade it to the long side when things get unclear, but I'm not looking to trade against Bitcoin. It's something I laid out from the very beginning as the bull market began breaking out. And I said very clearly that there's no way I will sell Bitcoin. A lot of people who are selling Bitcoin are going to be forced during the bull market phase to buy back at higher levels. Now, a lot of the people who had the mindset or the mindset or the belief that by trading back and forth in this area, and I talked about how small this range was for Bitcoin. This was like, a very tight and small range. Whether you're playing that to the upside or downside, what are you looking for? There's no follow through. A lot of people looking to sell over here, hoping for, they wound up what? Probably having to buy back over here. And if they didn't yet, they're going to be buying back much higher. It's how it works. And it's why I personally won't sell Bitcoin in the bull market phase. There's plenty of opportunity and room for that when we reach the bear market. Speaking of the bear market and just a slight, I don't want to say correction. In my view, though, I thought a couple of weeks ago when we did the video, the last cycle, that Willy Woo has said that he believes that the 4-year cycle is now broken and that he thinks this could be the last cycle, right? Where Bitcoin basically just does a random walk towards $1 million. And then Anthony Pompilano says, well, does it stop there or is it going to keep going? Obviously, everyone knows or believes it's not going to stop there, right? Now, is it much? You could do $500,000 when Bitcoin overtakes the market cap of gold. That's a good first milestone before you talk about $1 million Bitcoin. But once the dominoes start falling, there we are. Now, but that's not what happened. I'm going to play for you because what Willie says is he believes that come, the fourth quarter, that we're going to see a lot of FOMO coming in from institutions. Where have you heard that before? We've been talking about that constantly here all week. We're gonna see lots of FOMO, whether it's from sovereign nations, whether it's from central banks. It could happen from public companies, large family offices, large institutions. As the price starts rising, emotions are real. There's going to be FOMO. And he's saying that it's possible, as Dan Held calls it, the super cycle. We've defined the super cycle, over and over again. Everyone should be aware of it. If you're not, we'll talk about it another day in the future. He's saying this could be the last cycle. Bitcoin at this point, it might not ever have another bear market again. We might be seeing just like, as he calls it, a random walk, price just keep rising. Let's put it in his own words. Let's listen to what he has to say about this. It's about a 1 or 2 minute clip.
We could see a really different cycle. I kind of wonder if the cycle, I'm calling it different. Like Dan Howard's calling this a super cycle. I'm thinking this might be the last cycle, meaning at this point, Bitcoin doesn't see this very strongly imprinted 4-year cycle. And we do more of a random walk, and it's highly correlated to macro. And we just random walk all the way up to $1 million.
I mean, one important distinction. Mic check, mic check. We don't have sound anymore. Could you guys hear me? Did we lose the sound? Mic check, mic check. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we got sound, Gino? Wes? No, it's to Gino. Hold on. Fix and fix and fix. Boom, boom.